what's up guys? Hey, hope you're having a good day. Hope you enjoyed that intro. I couldn't stay out there. It was so windy and cold. Like, I mean, it was like 50-mile-an-hour gust. I don't know if it's that strong. But I was gonna start filming out there where I did the opening edit. Amazing little cool area I found. And it was too windy, too cold, and you can kind of still hear the wind in the background. I couldn't make a video there. So I came to this awesome little spot here. Look how amazing my MR-2 is. Absolutely awesome. Look at that thing. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but this is such a special little car. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. Look at that. I can't stop looking at it. I feel like I don't give this car enough attention anymore. So I wanted to do a little video for you and kind of answer you guys some questions on this. And one of the big questions is, one of the biggest questions I get is, Mitch, can you daily drive one of these cars? Can you daily drive an MR-2? Is an MR-2 a good first car? And I'm gonna give you guys some reasons. So the first thing I wanna kind of go over is the MR-2 daily drivable? Yeah, definitely. You can absolutely daily drive this. If you had a family and kids and stuff, probably not. You probably don't wanna do that because it's only a two-seater, so it has two seats. So that's what part of the MR-2 is. But comfort-wise, absolutely. This is so much more creature comfort than the Lotus, way more. Let me go ahead and take you on the inside real quick. So on the inside of the MR-2, again, has two seats, has speakers, power locks, little speakers up there, you know, air conditioning. You can even have a nav pod in here. They do come with cruise control on some of them. You know, it has a lot of cigarette lighter. Some cars, I guess, don't have that. It has 3 cup holders, which is pretty nice to have so many cup holders. I really do think so, because my Lotus has 0 cup holders, so it's kind of funny to think about it that way. The seats are leather and very comfortable. There's bolstering on them, but there's not too much bolstering. I really like the seats on these. They're very. And then as for the overall space, I'll back up a little bit. There's actually a ton of room inside there if you get a hardtop. The hardtop increases the headroom quite a bit. Me being 6'4", I'm pretty tall. I love the hardtop. It really makes us such a better daily driver because there's so much more room for my head. The other thing that's really storage, the ELISE that I'm comparing to has no storage. Miatas, they don't really have any storage. This has the glove compartment and it has the cubbies back here. 2 cubbies, 2 of them in the back right there, which I use all the time. And then it also has this massive amount of storage. So this does come with a spare tire that you usually put right there. Since I got this car, I removed it. Usually there's a nice plastic trim around it. I don't have my plastic trim. I think it's somewhere like one of my storage units or something like that. But it usually comes with a really nice clean plastic trim that covers all that. And then you do have all this room. Even with the spare tire, there's quite a bit of room that you can set stuff in here. But without a spare tire in there, there's so much. Yeah, I've literally gone to like Costco runs and put stuff in here. It's very practical for this usage, absolutely. So from a comfortability standpoint, it's so much more comfortable, in my opinion. The seats are more comfortable than the Evos, but the Evos they're really nice, the Recaros are, but these are more comfortable, like they're cushy, a little bit more cushy. The bolstering's not as intense as too. The Evos are very intense. Like if you're a plus size person, you won't want Recaro seats. But these ones are comfortable. I feel like they fit a lot of people, and they're very comfortable. I personally think they could use a little bit more bolstering so you don't slide around too much, but not as much as the Evo. Now, compared to the Lotus seats, my Lotus ELISE seats, those things are like the most raw racing things ever. There's no padding on there, literally like just an itsy bitsy padding. And I'm gonna do a video, but comparing this to the ELISE, this is like a luxury car. It really is. When I get in this car, it feels more comfortable, it feels bigger, it has a lot of options in it. It feels like I can use it because there's storage in it. It's quieter. So this car does have some creaks and crackles or whatever you call them. It makes noises when you drive it, but nowhere compared to the Lotus ELISE or EXIGE or even the EVORA. Sometimes I feel like the EVORA makes a little bit more noise than this car, but the Evo is definitely quieter all around. Even with the exhaust I have on the Evo, it's quieter. So let's go into the power plant on this and tell you guys about mine and if you could daily drive mine. So as we pop open the deck lid back here, you pull on this little latch. As we pop open the deck lid, I did want to say this car does not have cruise control. Mine is a year 2000, which I really wish it had cruise control. I've driven this car all over. I love this car so much, but one of the big things is it doesn't have cruise control. And Since it doesn't have cruise control, it's not as fun to drive like on highway drives, but this car is definitely not meant to go, I would say, and do the longest of road trips. It's a great road trip car if you're gonna use it for it, but it is pretty small. It's more like a daily driver around town and not like a long road trip car. More like the Porsche 911 would be a better choice for a long road trip car because there's more storage in it. But this one, you could do that with this. Now, I'm almost positive that no Lotuses ever came with any kind of cruise control. It's cool though because they come with a 6-speed and mine has a 6-speed. So when you're actually driving on the highway, it's very pleasurable because it's not sitting at such a high RPM that's annoying. My Evo only has 5 gears. It does have cruise control, but when you're driving like at 60 or 70 miles an hour on the highway, it's so revved up, it's annoying. Like it needs one more gear. And this has, I think, a better gear ratio than the Evo. I really love this one. So I definitely recommend you could daily drive the 6-speed over the 5-speed. It's so much better, especially if you get cruise control. So the 2003 and above, I think you could purchase cruise control from factory. And I think the SMT also came with an option for cruise control. You can also buy a kit from Monkey Wrench Racing. I have them linked down below. And they have a kit that you can install a cruise control on a 2zz swap like mine, or even on a the 1zz manual. I think you can add a cruise control, which is pretty cool. So if you did really want to add it, you could. I've always considered it, but I think that this is more of like my GT car, like my fun car, not GT car, my race car, I guess you'd say. So I have never installed. The other thing, even though this car is turboed, it has about a 10-gallon or 11-gallon tank is usually what I can get into it. I think if you read online, it has roughly like 10 and a half, or maybe it might be 12. I can't remember, 10 and a half or 12. But I can only ever really get like 10 gallons in it, maybe 11 if I like top it off. But even with that small tank on this for gas, it still gets really good gas mileage. So I have a 2zz turboed, as you guys have seen in my other videos. So it's a Lotus engine in here. And then I have the turbo from Monkey Wrench Racing, or for turbokits.com, the black label kit. And with all of that modification on here, it still gets really good gas mileage. I'd say about 25 miles per gallon is what I'm averaging, which is really good. The car is small, but if you're gonna daily drive this, totally could. It's not gonna be like the Lamborghini. Some of those Lamborghinis out there, they get like 12 miles to the gallon really bad. And this isn't gonna be like this. You're gonna get double that gas mileage. So that's not I wouldn't be a big concern for you. The other thing is I'll start the car up and so we can listen to it. So it's not too loud. It's loud though, but it's not the loudest thing in the world. But it definitely has some droning. We'll go get in the car and I'll drive around. The other thing is on maintenance, how expensive is maintenance gonna be? It's not that expensive, it's Toyota. The most expensive things that I've been spending probably is tires, if you wanna burn out. The rear tires, I got Toyos on there. They're kind of expensive. Tires, that's about it. I mean, brake pads are really affordable, brakes and rotors. I mean, like if you look at an Evo, sometimes they're like $500. Brakes, rotors on this car, and then to install it yourself is under $200. So that's pretty affordable. Gas is pretty good. Oil changes, pretty easy. The oil change you can do yourself. Not hard on them. You don't have to take it in. Even if you did take it to like a Toyota dealership, it's pretty affordable too. So I would say the overall maintenance on this is very good, very easy. If something does break on it, you have Toyota parts that you can just put on it. So it's not rare or difficult to find them. For a good example, I just bought getting parts again for my Lotus. And little plastics on them are $400 or $300. Little plastics on this car are affordable. Now, I will go into that a little bit more. This car is becoming rarer, just like the SW20s, the older MR2s. That being said, parts for it are becoming more expensive. For example, headlights on this car, you used to be able to get a used set of headlights, $100 to $200 for the pair. Yeah, especially if you buy tail lights or headlights from the later models, they do get expensive. Other things that are expensive is if you want to find like the original body kit, that's very expensive. The hardtop is just astronomically expensive. And I love this car with the hardtop. Look at that, it looks so much better with the hardtop. Like, that is so cool looking. Again, mine's very custom and I did a lot of stuff to it, but you can make a car look like this too. So with the daily driving of the hardtop, absolutely. The daily driving of the hardtop makes it so much quieter, so much more pleasurable. If it's raining, you can't really feel the rain. It's and you can, like, you'll hear the rain loud on a vinyl top, or let's say you're driving this in the snow, which I don't think many people are going to be driving MR2s in the snow. It really makes the temperature control much easier when you have the hard top. The soft top is you know, I have mine still on here, so in case I do get, like, if I go drive it with the convertible top off, I still have my soft top in case I get caught in the rain. It's cool, it's actually tucked inside of there, which I would recommend doing that too. Just in case you want to go out and drive this without the hard top, you're not stranded, or when you park the car, you can put the soft top over to kind of protect your stuff if you have stuff in there. But it is pretty practical for how much of a sports car it is. For a good example, I think the MR-2, well, it was built for, you know, a midship engine, so mid-engine, it's a runabout, so it's a sports car, and then 2-seaters, and that's what it really is. Can you daily drive it? Yes. There's a lot of practical things about it being such a sports car. Would you want to use this as your primary daily sports car? Yeah, probably. But primary daily driver, probably not. I would aim for like a starter car, like a WRX, or I would aim for like a CELICA. That might be another good two-door, or like an RSX Type S or something like that. Reason why, those cars have hatches, those cars have second pair of seats. They're a lot more functional than this car. This is a great car to pair with the Toyota Celica GTS, or another front-wheel drive 4-seater with a hatch. Something similar to that. This is a great car to pair it with. So I do recommend this being your second car, not your first car, but definitely your second car. This is a great starter second car, and they're becoming much more rare and harder to find. If you do a 2zz in it and you turbo it, it's going to be they're worth a lot. Everyone loves them, and they're absolutely worth every penny that you put into them. I love the ZZW30, so the MR-2 Spyder, the 3rd gen, one of my favorite cars of all time. Literally, like, when I got this car, I was so stoked, and I still love daily driving it. The other thing that you're gonna get with this car over kind of those other cars on a daily driver is, if you do daily driver this, you're gonna get, every time you go to a gas station, someone's gonna ask you what kind of car it is. Always, 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 always. Especially if it's all done up like mine, like all the action kit, the TRD kit, you're gonna get a lot of attention, which is fun. It's fun on a daily driver. Some people like it and some people don't, but I really love it. So, you know, I love talking about cars. So if someone likes to talk about this car and it gets attention, more power to it. I just drove it here and it got a lot of attention. So we'll go ahead and get in the car. I'll go drive it around a little bit. But overall, absolutely, I think this is a great daily driver, and you can daily drive it. It just wouldn't be my first pick. Like I mentioned, if you're looking for a more reliable car option, maybe do like a GTS. Well, not reliable, but more of a practical. Maybe do like a GTS starter, and then use this as your second car. Or maybe use like an all-wheel drive car, like a WRX. Evo is pretty expensive to get in as a starter daily driver. Yeah, comment down below though if you think there's a better, some more reasons that I missed, or a better first daily driver car. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think that is. I think I hit some good parts though. Great gas mileage, easy reliability for your first daily driver car. Now, it being with the turbo and with the 2zz on there, it honestly feels the exact same. It feels like it's meant from factory. It's not a crazy swap. It's totally daily drivable. So I would say even my setup that I currently have is daily drivable. A 2zz is daily drivable. I would say that a lot of the modifications that you do to a car like this is daily drivable. Now, if you do a V6, I haven't really experienced one of those, so I can't tell you how reliable and if there's any loud noises or rattling or anything like that. But what I have currently on my car, it's just a little bit louder on the exhaust, but that's about it. Everything else, the 6-speed on the manual transmission, everything shifts smooth, feels good. So my setup, you can daily driver. I think you can do a 1zz as a daily driver, and you can do my 2zz, and you can do a 2zz turbo as a daily driver. No issues at all. I feel very comfortable daily driving this, so yeah, I give it a thumbs up, but like I said, there is better options. Let's go jump in the car, we'll go ahead and make some 2zz boosted noises, and then we'll sign out for this. Yeah, so when it's slipped like that, first gear is not much use. It really, I love it. So I still need a tune on mine, which I will get, but it does run fine the way it is. This is a VVTi, needs a little bit of... Woo! Yeesh. So currently my car runs on about, gosh, 5 to 6 psi, so I don't even have it turned up that much. I definitely could turn it up a lot, but when I get my car tuned some year, I still haven't gotten. I can't find anyone that tunes the 2zz-ge around here. Practicalities of this car. See, it's kind of, you can hear road noise in here. It's quite a bit. Let's change this lane. I think this one's a little bit smoother. Yeah, this is better. But it's all set off because if you can just hear this. Well, let's grab one more lower gear right here, and then you just that right there. It's just unlimited smiles. Like, oh my gosh, like. Yes, you can daily drive this car. I love that so much. So I got a forged blow-off valve on here. Listen to this. Woo! And it starts to pick up. Once this thing starts spooling, we're off. It reminds me a lot of my Lotus, a lot of it. The only difference is that I can't get my VVTLI to work on this car yet. So when I do get it, I'll give you guys even a lot more content on that. But what it is currently, I'm in love with this car. Absolutely recommend. Like always, guys, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. Appreciate it. Channel's growing, really helping. Swing by my website, MITCHDORE.COMHOW. Shop some MR-2 stuff, shop some CELICA stuff. I really appreciate you guys. I'll see you on the next video.